It's a worrying 1 minute 41 second video that has come out in the 10/11 Delhi blast case. NDTV has accessed an undated video of Dr Umar-un-Nabi, the 10/11 suicide bomber who triggered the explosion at the Red Fort in the capital. In the video, Dr Umar can be seen wearing a dark grey t-shirt, sitting in a room with scanty furniture. He talks about suicide bombing being a misunderstood concept. He calls it a martyrdom operation. Sources tell NDTV that the video was likely recorded on the Al-Falah University campus in Faridabad. Umar and Muzammil lived in building number 17, and this video was reportedly recorded in a room on the upper floor. It is also likely that this video was made before the arrest of Muzammil and Shaheen, both doctors at Al-Falah and part of the Jaish terror module. Listen in to that video.
One of the very misunderstood concept is concept of what has been labeled as suicide bombing. It is martyrdom operations, and it is being known in Islam. There are multiple contradictions, but there are multiple arguments that have been brought against it. Martyrdom operations. When a person presumes that he is going for sure die at a particular place at a particular time, he goes against the presumption that a particular is going to die in a particular situation. It's not, we don't have situation.
In the video, Umar speaks English with an accent and is quite articulate. What he says reveals that he thought in depth about subjects such as suicide bombing and martyrdom, suggesting that he had been completely radicalized. This video shows a calm, composed man justifying a heinous act. The video also shows the new face of terrorism in India: educated, radicalized and calculative, part of that white terror ecosystem that came to light post the 10/11 Delhi blast. The video also makes it clear that the Delhi car blast possibly had been planned and negates the speculation that it may have been triggered inadvertently while transporting the explosives. What's important here is the forensic evidence that will be gathered by the specialists in terms of this video. Shivarur and I spoke about this damning video. Let's just listen in to what he had said.
So it's an 80-second video, and I do not recall reading, watching a video where the subject is so clear, appears to be so committed, very clipped accent, very much the doctor that we know that Dr. Umar was, highly educated, very, very focused, not really rambling except towards the end of the video, where he appears to be a little frustrated about not being able to complete that thought and complete that point, clearly wanting to create some kind of content. Let's be very clear about what's going on in this video. This is content creation by a terrorist. This is, a video for dissemination, probably for use as recruitment material or material to be consumed by those intending to be radicalized by this Jaish-e-Mohammed module. And that's what is going on here. I think we can safely assume that this was one take of a series of videos. Perhaps there was a more refined take that Dr. Umar made that finally made its way out into the recruitment and radicalization networks via Telegram, etc. But this is one sort of iteration of what is clearly an attempt at content creation for terror radicalization. In this video, my takeaways, apart from the glaringly obvious, the clipped accent, the very casual manner that he's swiveling in his chair, doesn't make eye contact very much with the camera. His eye focus moves quite a bit away from it. Shows that maybe he's not very willing to do this. Maybe it's just something that he has to do. It's one of the mundane parts of the entire terror project, which is radicalization. He is a terrorist. He's very committed. He's laser focused, but he also knows that he's got masters to answer to. And one of the things that he needs to do is to create these videos and create this content, because what use is one Umar to the Jaish-e-Mohammed masterminds and handlers sitting in Pakistan? They need more and more Umars, because if one dies in a car bomb like he did on 10/11, who's going to conduct that next operation? So this is a scary example of the mundane aspects of terrorism.
And let's talk to Lieutenant General Satish Dua, former Chief Integrated Defence Staff, about this. Sir, thank you for joining me here on Breaking Ground. We need to understand from you what you make of this video first up, sir.
The video makes a couple of things very clear.
Yes.
One, we are seeing a shift from the rural or the mountain and jungles to the urban. We are seeing a shift from, a terrorist who was indoctrinated in camps, trained on AK rifles. But here is a man who's creating a very good content, a video. He's an educated person, a doctor, no less than a doctor, and all his colleagues are doctors and of that level. So this is that white-collar terrorism we're talking about, and that is another shift, a trend we are seeing. In this video, he is obviously giving it a place of importance and saying these are not suicide operations, these are martyrdom operations, and so he's trying to give it a very place, a pride of place, and he's trying to perhaps this video is obviously, apart from sending a message, is intended to radicalize other youth who may want to follow his path. So to my mind, the video that comes out, the way he's speaking very casually and speaking about it, it's not that he's under duress. He's just saying what he wants to say. So to my mind, we have to start grappling with this new form of terror attacks. Of course, the ISI handlers from the other side are also trying to ensure that there is these are not foreign terrorists. They will say that these are homegrown terrorists. But the fact that their handlers are sitting across is something that we have already seen. They're going to Turkey, the other connections that have come out. So we know what we are grappling.
All right, Lieutenant General Dua, do stay with me. I have my correspondent also on the ground. He's outside the NIA court, I believe, there, if I'm not mistaken. But Akhil, I want to come to you to understand what we've understood about this video. There is a high possibility, we're being told. We, of course, will also wait for the forensics to confirm this. But through sources, NDTV is getting to know that it's possible that this video was taken or recorded by the man on our screens inside the Al-Falah University campus. And this was before his associates were arrested.
Well, absolutely. If you see, Vedika, what we have been seeing that through our sources, in this case, if you see, there were several arrests which were made by the Jammu and Kashmir police since October 19. Because the story unfolded on October 19 when an FIR was registered by the Jammu and Kashmir police, and the first arrest of Maulvi Irfan. Maulvi Irfan was a key connector between Pakistani Jaish handlers and these doctors who were part of this Jaish terror module. So Maulvi Irfan was the key conspirator. When he was arrested, what we have seen that several other key players, which include Dr. Shaheen, which include Dr. Umar, which include Dr. Muzammil, which includes Dr. Adil Rathar. So these key conspirators basically went underground. And after that, what we have seen that in panic, Dr. Umar changed his location several times, not only in the Delhi region. Apart from that, he moved to NCR region, including Faridabad, Palwal and Nuh. And if you see, we have also recovered one crucial CCTV footage from Firozpur Jirka toll plaza, where you can see him just crossing that toll plaza and basically spending his full night at a dhaba on Mumbai-Delhi Expressway. So he was in panic. He was basically changing his location to avoid the arrests which has earlier made by the Faridabad Crime Branch police team. So right now, on different angles, the investigative agencies have been looking into this matter. And if you see what we have seen on November 16, the first breakthrough, a major breakthrough was made by the center counterintelligence agency, which is the NIA in this case, in which what we have seen that Amir was arrested. Amir was the one who was basically providing the logistical support to this very dreaded terrorist, Dr. Umar. And now what we are seeing that yesterday, last evening from Jammu and Kashmir, second person was arrested who has been identified as Danish. So Danish was the person who was providing technical assistance to Amir. So both the persons who was providing logistical support to Dr. Umar and the one who was providing technical support to Umar, so both have been arrested. Right now, he is going to be produced in Patiala court where we are heading. So it's very likely that the NIA is going to at least seek 10 days of custody so that they can interrogate him further regarding the links with a Jash terror module.
All right, Akeem, thanks for joining us. They're coming back to you, Lieutenant General Dua. I want to understand if you see signs of a larger module behind Dr. Umar, given the ideological clarity that you see in this video. Does this also mean that, it's an ecosystem out there and there could be larger plans really at bay? This is a concerning video. It's a worrying video. And obviously, it seems that this is not a lone wolf out there from all the evidence, from all the sources that we have gathered.
Absolutely. This is a very larger ecosystem that we have unearthed, and my guess is we have there are yet some layers to be unearthed. The way it's happening, like yesterday somebody was arrested in Kashmir. He was a close aide of this Dr. Umar, and so the intelligence agencies are tracking on. After all, this ecosystem starts from J&K, the Kashmir Valley, and then it comes to Haryana, and then that is in Faridabad. Then it was also there were some raids in UP at their residences. So it's a larger module. There is it's a large ecosystem, and a white collar terrorism, as it is very tough to sort of ferret out. It's very difficult to identify potential terrorists in these areas. It is not like mountain and jungle. When you see someone in a hideout or someone moving suspiciously in the area of NOC, you take him down as an infiltrator. Those are the differences. But I think we have to, if I may just say this, that that is security forces, intelligence agencies, will also have to change our tactics. We already have. The intelligence agencies are doing a great job the way they are unearthing this ecosystem. Our security, our way of handling such urban and white-collar terrorism will also have to be different.
Oh, absolutely.
And we need to have more involvement of the civil society now. You see, whether there were other examples of what happened in Ireland or Singapore, Indonesia, the civil society had to be involved. Similarly, to home, our examples closer home of Mizoram and Punjab, they were solved only because civil society got actively involved, because only civil society can ferret out whether you have a tenant, whether you have a neighbor, whether you have somebody something suspicious. We have to bring out such people to the notice of the authorities.
Sir, do stay with me, because I want your perspective also on another character in this whole case that we are piecing together, and that is Jasir Bilal. I want our viewers to know that the National Investigation Agency has made a major breakthrough in the Red Fort area car bomb blast case. The agency has arrested another key associate of the main bomber, which is Umar, the man behind the attack that killed 15 people. The arrested accused has now been identified as Jasir Bilal Wani. You can see him to the right of your screen there, also known as Danish, a resident of Kazigund in Anantnag. He was picked up by the NIA team from Srinagar. According to investigators, Jasir wasn't just a helper. He was the tech brain of the module. The NIA says he provided critical technical support, modifying drones, and even attempting to make small rockets allegedly to be used in future terror attacks. What's even more alarming, sources say the module was working on Hamas-style drone weaponization similar to what has been seen in Gaza, Syria and Afghanistan. The plan was to attach small bombs with cameras and batteries to drones and fly them into crowded areas and security installations. Coming back to you, Lieutenant General Dua there, this is worrying. A Hamas-style kind of attack, preparations on. We can draw parallels perhaps, or can we not? Is it too premature? But this is still a huge challenge for the security forces, for the intel to really decipher. It's not going to be easy.
Actually, we are not jumping the gun to draw the parallels because parallels are there clearly to be seen. Uh, Let me just take you back in time only to come back to this point. For
Yes.
example, in the second Palestinian Intifada of 2006 taught Kashmir, or Kashmir learned stone pelting from there. When the stone pelting started in Kashmir in 2010, 11, and 12, and then it carried on, stone pelting was picked up from there. There is always the use of Facebook by Burhan Wani in 2015-16, that in that era, when they started using the social media to their advantage, was picked up from the Arab Spring. So they learn from each other all the time, and this is clearly Gaza inspired. I mean, what we see, the Hamas inspired, sorry, the kind of loitering ammunition they use, the kind of drone they use drones for using explosives, and this is exactly what is happening. So this person, Jasir Wani, was perhaps an expert in making these sort of things, and that would have been a very big, a very big set of incidents that would have been created had this plot gone through. So I think we are. On one hand, it's a big incident or a series of incidents averted, and on the other hand, we have to be very mindful of preempting them and seeing now what is the next thing that they are going to apply, because now technology is going to be used. These are very they're using technical experts to enhance the effect of their attacks. So we will have to be mindful of such attacks in the future.
Lieutenant General Dua, thanks for joining me here on Breaking Ground. It's very important to note that all the defense experts we're speaking to have underscored the importance of civil society being alert, especially after the 10/11 blast that has taken place in Delhi. We have some breaking news coming in. The news coming in is to tighten noose around the anti-national activities, and against anti-national activities, authorities have started checking lockers in Government Medical College in Jammu. Those are the visuals we're bringing to you, where all the lockers are being opened. This checking started 2 days after GMC authorities came out with a notification that they will check lockers and allot same to person who will mention their names on lockers. Pradeep Datta is live with me. Pradeep, this is on expected lines given what we have seen at Al-Falah University. Tell us what's been happening there.
Yes, you are absolutely right, because why these measures are being taken, reason is that they want to ensure that these lockers in any of the government medical college or any of the hostels are not misused by anti-India or anti-national elements. That's one of the reasons that they have started checking. They do not want that investigation should remain confined only to Kashmir Valley. So they want that they should not take any chance. That's one of the reasons that they have started investigating everything. They have started checking lockers because they want there should be proper transparency and accountability, because they have already come out with a notification. As you rightly said, in that notification, it is clearly mentioned that now onwards the locker will be allotted to a person. Whosoever will be allotted a locker, he or she, they will have to mention the name on the locker, because earlier what used to happen, a locker was allotted to somebody else had been using it, and alarm bells started ringing when they were able to recover AK-47 rifle from the locker of Dr. Adil. That was the time they decided that they have to take certain measures. How come the gun was kept inside a locker? Because in these lockers, the doctors are supposed to keep their white apron, they're supposed to keep stethoscope, not the gun to kill other people. So that's one of the reasons now they are not taking any chance. They are going for checking, and properly after thorough checking, the lockers will be allotted and the names will be put on those lockers.
Pradeep Datta, thanks for joining me live. What you can see on your screens are the security forces going ahead and further decoding this white-collar system, this ecosystem that we've been talking about, which is highly concerning. Let's also tell you about the fresh CCTV footage of Umar that has surfaced before the blast. The CCTV footage is from Aruna Asif Ali Road. Umar's I-20 car is visible on your screens there. That is footage taken from the CCTV cameras there. This footage is approximately taken at about 2:35 p.m. before the blast on the 10th. Umar had gone to the Faiz-e-Ilahi Mosque, is what we're being told. Multiple CCTV visuals now map out Dr. Umar's movements in the hours leading up to the Delhi blast. First, Umar was seen with Tariq at a Faridabad petrol pump on the 29th of October. On the 10th of November, on the day of the blast at 8:13 a.m., his car is captured entering Delhi via the Badarpur checkpost. Then at about 2:05 p.m., the vehicle is spotted at Connaught Place. We've brought you those visuals earlier as well. Another camera picks him up at the Turkman Gate Mosque And at 2:35 p.m., the car appears on Aruna Asaf Ali Road. That's the latest video that we're bringing to you. And at about 3:19 p.m., about 40 minutes later, the CCTV shows the car entering the Red Fort parking area, where it remains for nearly 3 hours. These videos highly crucial, highly critical to put together the timeline, the route taken by Umar, and this is extremely crucial for the investigators. We're now going to shift focus to Al-Falah University. Troubles mounting for this university and the authorities there. Enforcement Directorate has raided the Delhi office of Al-Falah this morning. In fact, 25 premises linked to Al-Falah University have also been raided by the Enforcement Directorate in the National Capital Region. Now, the ED has also registered a case over alleged financial irregularities involving this university. As per ED sources, 9 shell companies have been found to be linked to the group, and early findings point to multiple financial lapses. As per ED, all companies were registered at a single address. There was a common mobile phone and email used for all these companies. Sources also said that the EPFO filings of the group were missing, and there was a minimal salary being distributed via banking channels. Remember, this comes at a time when Delhi police have already registered cases of cheating and forgery against Al-Falah University. The university has been associated with the 10/11 Delhi blast, as a number of accused doctors were working there. There have been continuous raids at the university's Faridabad and Delhi premises since then. All right, I believe we do have Tanushka live with us on this story. Tanushka, you've been tracking all the developments connected to Al-Falah. We've got so many details emerging this morning. You have the Enforcement Directorate lens also on Al-Falah University, but there are some very shocking details emerging at this point, startling details that are emerging of possible links that lead to the Al-Falah University, of possible bank accounts and details. Bring us more details on all of that.
Right, so I'm at Al-Falah University in Faridabad, which is the focal point of this entire ecosystem of the white-collar terror module. And we also understand that the Enforcement Directorate has been conducting raids across 25 locations with respect to the fraudulent activities, the irregularities in money, the irregularities of the finances and funding as well of the university. And we also know that, the searches are being conducted at this point with respect to the under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. We also know that the Vice Chancellor of the university here in Javed Ahmed Siddiqui has been involved in such fraudulent activities, forging of documents, cheating. What the university also has been involved in, as per what we understand from the investigation, which is currently still underway, is that the disbursement of salaries of employees should officially happen through the official banking channels, which has not been happening in the case of Al-Falah University. What we also know is that the HR records have not been present. There have also been absence of the EPFO, that is the Provident Fund filing. And we also understand that a lot of these, finances at this point are not under record. So there are gaps in their records, which is being investigated under the PMLA Act. And we also know that the brother of the Vice Chancellor, Hamood Ahmed Siddiqui, has been arrested by the Madhya Pradesh police in Hyderabad, because he is also, there are also links that are coming out with respect to him and the involvement of fraudulent activities at the Al-Falah University. There is a 2000-year case on him with respect to the, scamming of money to the tracks of rupees 40 lakhs, and also under Javed Ahmed Siddiqui to the tracks of rupees 7.5 crores. We also know at this point that, of course, these raids that are happening across locations, we, bring about the question that how is it possible that these 3 key suspects in this terror module were functioning out of this university, a medical college and hospital, and where were they getting their funding from, and how is it that the 70-acre campus here was also managing their funding, or rather mismanaging them with respect